الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الحمد لله الحمد لله عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته ومنتهى علمه وجميع ما شاء وخلق وذرأ وبارك عالم الغيب وشهادة الرحمن الرحيم الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وله الحمد يحيي ويميت بيده الخير وهو على كل شيء قدير وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على دين كله ولو كره المشركون أما بعد واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا يقول الله تعالى في كتابه واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا ويقول الله تعالى أيضا في سورة الجمعة يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا نودي للصلاة من يوم الجمعة فاسعوا إلى ذكر الله وذروا البيع ذلكم خير لكم إن كنتم تعلمون. Alhamdulillah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah Al-Imran, chapter number 3 of the Quran, the 103rd verse, hold, adhere to the rope of Allah, Jami'ah, all together, Jami'ah, وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. The reason why we mention this verse in Allah's book is for this one word right here. Jim, Mim, Ain. Jami'ah. Wa'tasimu bihablillahi jami'an. Hold to the rope of Allah all together. Jami'ah. If you don't understand, if you don't take away anything away from this khutbah, remember this word, Jami'ah. Jamaa'ah. Unity, community, togetherness, the gathering, the coming together of more than one part to make one. Today is what? Yawmul Jumu'ah. The day of Jumu'ah. Same root word. Jim, Mim, Ain. The day of gathering. Even when I was young, in public school as a non-Muslim, I don't know if they do it anymore, but Friday was the day of assembly. The whole school would come together in an auditorium for some type of presentation. Even that aspect of Islam had filtered into this society where you come together on the day that is meant for you to come together, Yawmul Jumu'ah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you who believe, إِذَا نُودِيَ لِلصَّلَاةِ مِنْ يَوْمِ الْجُمْعَةِ فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ. O you who believe, when the call is made, Yawmul Jumu'ah, the day of gathering, فَاسْعَوْا إِلَى ذِكْرِ اللَّهِ, hasten to the remembrance of Allah, وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ, and leave off all business. Leave off anything that doesn't have to do with the requirements and prerequisites of Yawmul Jumu'ah. And while we're on that note, if your cell phone is on, or if you have it with you, turn it off now. A lot of us are off code when it comes time to being in the masjid. When it's time for Jumu'ah, shut up. Don't say anything. I'm not being polite, because a lot of us are getting very disrespectful with regards to the command of Allah. So if you're talking during Jumu'ah, shut up. If you're a sister upstairs and you think it don't apply to you because you're not sitting in front of me, you too, shut up. Don't talk. That's part of what is meant when Allah says, وَذَرُوا الْبَيْعَ, leave off all business. Leave it off. Your cell phone, silent. I don't need to hear it vibrate. I want to hear that. Cut it off. When we come together on this day, the day of gathering, we're all individuals. We're all separate entities. We all make salat by ourselves at given time. You came into this masjid, you made a salat by yourself. You prayed 2 rakat sunnah for tahiyatul masjid, greeting the masjid. You did that by yourself. But at a certain point of time, I'm going to say, Iqamah to salat, and we're going to pray together. And when we pray together, one person is going to stand up to lead. Not 10 of us, not 5 of us. We're not going to flip a coin. We're not going to draw straws. It's already been established who's going to lead. And if we're doing our job, it's established who's going to be in the front ranks. Because regardless of who leads, everyone makes a mistake. The one who's leading may break his wudu. You can't have a bunch of people in the front that don't know how to lead salat, that don't know the ahkam of salat. When the imam messes up his wudu, so everybody standing around, oh, we don't know what to do. We'll wait for him to make wudu and come back and lead salat. Some of you may say, oh, that's funny. No, I've seen where this happened before. I've seen where the imam made a mistake in the salat. Everyone, including the imam, knew that he made a mistake, but no one knew how to correct it. It's the purpose of Jamaa'ah, coming together. When we come together and we pray together, the reward is greater than when we pray by ourselves. Think about this in the background. What do you mean in the background? You have a cell phone, you have a computer, most of you in here, you have a tablet. Even if you don't have a network, you get on Wi-Fi. There's things happening that you see on the screen, and then there's other things, more important things, that's happening on your phone, on your tablet, on your computer that you don't see happening. The things that you don't see happening is what makes that device work. So regardless of what I mentioned in this khutbah, in the background in your mind, I want you to think about congregational salat. Salatul Jamaa'ah. Salat in congregation. That's what I want running in the background, in your mind. Because it's easy for us to understand. Because in salat, we have rules, we have protocols. We say certain things in a certain position. We make certain movements at certain times. And don't sleep on the salat. Those of us, we've been Muslim for a long time, so we may take for granted what salat is, or what it means, or what it does. But think about maybe even yourself, or a non-Muslim, that saw Muslims pray in Jamaa'ah for the first time. It's a powerful vision. Just think about it. Maybe it's hard for you to reflect. Maybe you forgot that time it happened for you. Or maybe you brought someone to Jumu'ah that was a non-Muslim, or they saw the Eid prayer, and it's not a whole lot of rap, a whole lot of rhetoric. Except for the Eid prayer, somebody stands up, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. They call the adhan or the iqamah. Everyone knows what to do. Some people start lining up. Some people start sitting down in the rank. Some people begin to wash up. Everybody knows what to do. Then when the iqamah is called, everyone stands up, lines up, is straight. Think about the non-Muslims seeing this. Their life is chaotic, confusing. One person stands in front of everyone. Then that person says, Allahu Akbar. And then everyone else says, Allahu Akbar. And they begin to pray. They may not even know what's being said. But they just see this sea of people. They see Allahu Akbar. Or everybody knows what to do. They go into the next position. Sami Allahu liman hamidah. Everybody knows what to do. So it's amazing to someone who never seen this before, for someone who doesn't take this type of thing for granted. The person that sees that is like, SubhanAllah. Now me and you know the reality, we can hate each other's guts. We could be the most foul, trifling Muslim and wish the worst on our Muslim brother. But the one who just sees that outward aspect of Islam from the outside looking in is like this display of unity. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, the Imam is appointed to be followed. You don't precede him. When we make salat, you don't go ahead of the Imam. Some people have a problem with this. I often say, and it's still my opinion, that the way people drive is the way they interact with people. The way they interact with other vehicles on the road is the way they interact with other people in real life. This is my opinion. Take it or leave it. I'll add to that, a lot of times the way people pray is the way they interact with community. Some people, you can narrate the hadith to them 1,000,000 times. They will try to go ahead of the Imam. Some people, if you recite a surah longer than 4 ayat, you feel them fidgeting in salah. They may even make noise. Making noise. They can't, it burdens them to be led. They want to do their own thing. The whole state of being around other people and being forced to operate in a unified fashion on code, it irritates them, it bothers them. And for the whole salat, they have no khushu', they have no concentration, they just bother. Some people proceed, they go ahead, in some cases invalidating or weakening their salat. And they notice, but they just can't help it. thing in the salah. Everyone don't need to say the takbirat, the Allahu Akbar in a loud voice. Like we don't know, we're not trained. So the Imam says Allahu Akbar, and 30 people say Allahu Akbar. No, don't do that. You're supposed to say Allahu Akbar, but in a low voice, only you can hear. Only time someone does that, and it's not everyone, you don't have a microphone. You don't have speakers. It's a big congregation. The people in the back, or the people on the side, or the people upstairs can't hear. You have someone that's going to repeat it real loud. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, so that everyone can hear. But again, my opinion, emphasis on the word opinion, it's just my opinion. The way people act in salat is the way people interact with people. Some people want to be the one to say Allahu Akbar, even though it ain't their job. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Brothers, you now need to move up and run out of space. You can tell them this, it's all right, cool. Next time we make salah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The salah is a training for the way that we act in community. The impact of acting in our life, community life, the way we act in salah is powerful. When you're in salat, you're on code. You're acting appropriately. When the imam is wrong, he makes a mistake, you don't say, Imam, man, that's messed up, man. How long have you been Muslim? You don't go all that old extra dialogue. There's a way that you correct the imam. Subhanallah. You're a woman, you clap. You don't even correct the way you want to correct. You don't do all these extra wordy things. Why? Because if you say too many things, that's not part of the salat. You invalidate your own salat. So you don't say, Imam, you left out this ayah right here. It should have been this and that, this and that. The only thing you say is, Subhanallah. He doesn't get it, then maybe you recite the ayah. Nothing else. Why? Because doing too much will validate your salah. What did I say needs to be running in the background? This salah. For whatever I say in this khutbah, for the remainder of it. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa afdalu salatu wa atamu tasneem, ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, wa radiyallahu ta'ala an sadat al-tabi'in, wa ulama al-amalin, wa a'immatu al-arba'at al-mujtahidin, wa muqalidihim ila yawmiddin, amma ba'd. Remember, the salat is running in the background in your mind. This type of mentality is what needs to be in place all of the time, not only in salat. In fact, you don't even have a real vitalized Islam without it. What do you mean you don't have Islam without it? Allah said it in a verse that we mentioned. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. Hold on to a large rope altogether. Jami'ah. Allah could have easily said, وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ. Full stop. Hold on to a large rope altogether. A large rope is Al-Islam, Al-Quran. But even in that, you can't hold on to. You can't adhere to. You can't cling to Islam by yourself. This is not boxing, a solo sport. This is a team sport. This is basketball. This is football. This is soccer, or the real football. It's a team sport. Umar ibn al-Khattab, he coined a phrase. He coined an understanding. He said it succinctly. Umar ibn al-Khattab, the same one who the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that if there were to be a prophet after me, لَوْ كَانَ Umar, it would have been Umar. The one about whom the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that when Umar takes a road or a path, and the shaitan is on a path, he takes a path or a road other than the path that Umar is on. Umar ibn al-Khattab said, إِنَّهُ لَا إِسْلَامَ إِلَّا بِجَمَاعَةٍ. That verily there is no Islam without this thing that this khutbah is about, Jamaa'ah. وَلَا جَمَاعَةَ إِلَّا بِإِمَارَةٍ. And then there is no Jamaa'ah without leadership. وَلَا إِمَارَةَ إِلَّا بِطَاعَةٍ. And there is no leadership without obedience. For a lot of you who are not in leadership, anytime a leader mentions something like this, a lot of you in your mind, not all of you, but a lot of you in your minds, the Imam's ego tripping. He's just trying to, get to use the Quran and the Sunnah to get us to obey him. I know that's what a lot of y'all think. And that's why we're in the situation we're in. I want to use a few examples from the Sirah to bring the point home. I want you to pay attention to how on code the Sahaba were. I want you to think about the fact that Allah says that they are pleased with Him and He is pleased with them. The companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. See, if I talk about only the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a lot of you can dismiss that. They say, oh, well, he received revelation, he's a prophet, he don't count. No, he do count. We want to take away that argument from you, and we want to focus on some of the Sahaba, the companions. I want you to think about 5 years into the prophethood of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when Umar ibn al-Khattab took his shot. Umar's sister Fatima was already Muslim. Her husband, Sa'id ibn Zayd, was already Muslim, obviously. He's one of the 10 companions of Promised Paradise. Usually if you hear the list, he's the last one at the list. Sa'id ibn Zayd. They're Muslims secretly. Fatima bin Khattab is a secret Muslim. Her brother Umar ibn al-Khattab, well-known, non-Muslim, known for torturing Muslims. He was beating a woman so bad, only because she took Shahada. Then he took a break, and he said, only reason why I'm taking this break because I'm tired, not that I don't have any mercy on you. She said, may Allah do you the same way. Look at the Muslims during that time. This is like somebody famous punishing you during that time. A lot of times we don't appreciate it. They have a meeting, and Umar is, you know what? All this talking, all this kalam and all that stuff. Why don't you just kill Muhammad? Just get over with it. They said, well, hey, it's your idea, you do it. Umar said, fine, ain't nothing but a word. He went, got his sword, and he went to go look for the Prophet ﷺ with the intentions of killing him. He bumped into another secret Muslim. They differ on his name. Sometimes you read it, his name is Naeem. Sometimes you read it, sometimes it's Naeem, like my name. It's no difference. You read it in Arabic without vowels, it's the same letters in the same order. He said, where you going, Umar? He said, I'm going to deal with Muhammad. He's causing too much division amongst us. I'm going to deal with this problem right now. Now, he don't know he's Muslim. Look how on code he is. Do you think that his tribe, his family, will let you continue to walk on the face of the earth after you doing what you plan on doing? So he's trying to talk him out of it. Umar said, sound like you abandoned religion of your forefathers too. And they start fighting. After the fight, he's still trying to talk him out of it. He's intent on killing the Prophet ﷺ. So what did Naeem or Naeem do? He snitched. What do you mean snitch? He said, Umar, you worry about Muhammad, you better worry about the Muslims right in your family close to home. What do you mean? You better check your whole family. This thing already spread. Why did I say he snitched? He threw his fellow Muslim brothers and sister under the bus. But he had a good cause. He was trying to protect the messenger of Allah, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So his plan worked. He diverted and went to his sister's house. When he went to his sister's house, his sister, his brother-in-law, and Khabbab ibn Allah was in there. And they were reciting Quran. He was rehearsing the Quran with them. When Umar approached the house, Khabbab hid it. Umar, whoa, went in the closet. Umar comes in. What was that I heard you recite? Nothing. Don't tell me nothing. Let me hear what y'all doing. Don't worry about it. And then, so Umar confronts him. I heard you became Muslim. And so what? So Umar and his brother-in-law start arguing. So what? So what if my religion is better than yours? They get in a fight. Umar body slams him. Hurts him. Umar's sister jumps on Umar. Umar turns around and slaps his sister. After that, he calmed down. Because see, back in those days, it wasn't manly to hit a woman like that. So that made him like, whoa. Nowadays, your pimp hand got to be way strong. How they say it? At that time, it wasn't manly to do that. Umar, calm down. Let me read what you have written. She's like, listen, man, we became Muslim. We're not turning back, so you do whatever you want to do with us. Okay, I understand that. I hear that. But I heard you reciting something. Could I read what you were reciting? No, because you are an unclean disbeliever, and I'm not letting you touch this Quran. She made her brother wash up. And she let him read it. And they were reading Surah Taha. The first few verses of Surah 20. And he said good things after reading each verse. And he said, take me to Muhammad. Like his whole disposition, all that anger, all that negative energy left. Take me to Muhammad. Khabbab came out of the closet. It seems like Allah has favored you with the dua of the Prophet ﷺ, by the dua of the Prophet ﷺ. Because the Prophet ﷺ had already made dua that Allah give honor and izzah to Islam by means of Abu Jahl or Umar ibn al-Khattab. Why did I mention that whole story? They were on code. When Umar came to where the Prophet ﷺ was teaching at, where was he at? Dar al-Arkam, the house of Arkam, where they used to have their classes at. Even in secret they had classes in Mecca. The Muslims heard that Umar was coming. The other Muslims started to hide. Hamza, who had already just became Muslim the day before, said, what y'all hiding for? He says, Umar. He says, so what? If he comes for negative, we'll kill him with his own sword. And Hamza was about that life. He wasn't scared. The Prophet ﷺ didn't need Hamza. He went to the door. He went out to Umar ibn al-Khattab. The Prophet ﷺ picked Umar up and put him from one place to the other place and said, when you going to stop playing Umar ibn al-Khattab and embrace Islam? Ya Rasulullah, that's what I came here for. Then he took Shahada. And then all of the Muslims heard what was going on in the next room, and they all said, Allahu Akbar! And they said it so loud that they feared that people around Mecca would hear them, so they all left. Scared. I want you to pay attention how on code the Sahaba were. One of the times that Umar ibn al-Khattab did not stay on code, he regretted it. And that was during the Treaty of Hudaybiyah. And he spoke a lot about this himself. Uthman ibn Affan went into Mecca to negotiate on behalf of the Muslims for the Prophet ﷺ. This is before Islam got established in Mecca. A false rumor went out that Uthman had gotten killed. Meanwhile, Uthman is in Mecca getting treated very well. He's getting treated very well by the disbelievers. Their mindset. Umar ibn al-Khattab, Uthman ibn Affan, he's with the Prophet ﷺ. That's who he's with. Uthman's family is basically running Mecca. Abu Sufyan, all that, that's his family. They're like, man, listen, if you want to, you can do dua around the Kaaba, whatever. That's what the Muslims came there for. He said, you know, you can do that. We ain't going to stop you from doing it. We don't know about Muhammad, your leader and all that, but, you know, you can make dua around the Kaaba. What did Uthman ibn Affan say? No, I'll pass on that. It's not proper for me to make tawaf around the Kaaba while the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is being prevented. He's on code. A lot of us ain't on code. We'd have been like, cool, I'm going to get mine off while I'm there. That's how we think, selfish. And we operate as individuals, and we wonder why we get disrespected as individuals because we don't move in Jamaa'ah. We don't move as one. And we get jealous of other people who are making progress when they move as one. They operate as one unit. Allah commands us to operate as one unit. We refuse to do it. Then we get jealous of other people who are making progress and they're moving as one unit. The rumor got out that Uthman got killed. Obviously it wasn't true. The Prophet ﷺ summoned the Sahaba. Come here. I'm calling you all to take an oath of allegiance. They already given their oath of allegiance to the Prophet ﷺ. In those days, you had to give your bay'ah, your oath of allegiance. Read the seerah, read the hadith. They didn't just say, Shahadu la ilaha illallah, Shahadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, and went away. No, they would take their shahada and give their bay'ah. Two separate things when they became Muslim. They didn't have this idea that we have now. I become Muslim, but I'm still a renegade, I'm still a rebel, I'm doing whatever I want, when I want, how I want. They didn't understand it that way. They took shahada, they understood that it came with a package. So they already had their oath of allegiance. The Prophet ﷺ called them, said, I want you to take bay'ah with me, that we will avenge the death of Uthman, even if all of us die. And they all said, they all put their hand in there, yes, we with it, we with it, we with it. And the Prophet ﷺ took his hand, his second hand, and put it on the top of all of their hands, and he said, this hand represents the hand of Uthman. They didn't say, come on, man. You asking us too much. We need brotherhood conduct nowadays. Come on, man. I'm good. I'm going home now. I ain't even feel like making too long anyway. They didn't do that. One of the things that shows is that loyalty goes both ways. A lot of people think that people have to be loyal to their leader, but the leader don't have to be loyal to the people. That's not true. The Prophet ﷺ was loyal to them, even after they passed. Or in this case, after they thought that they had passed. He didn't say, well, it's not politically correct. You know, I know Muslim blood is sacred, but, you know, they got a lot. No. Loyalty goes both ways. I can go on and on and on, but this khutbah is already much longer than what I expected. What was running in the background in your mind is salah, the discipline in salah. The question we need to ask ourselves, all of us, are we on code or are we rebels? We doing our own thing. I know the people that I work with are on code. A lot of people are off code. A lot of people are off code. I'm not going to mention it in the khutbah, but some people need to be dealt with. They're off code. They're bringing harm to the safety of the Muslims because they're off code. They're talking when they should shut up. And when they should talk, they shut up. They're completely off code. They don't know when to talk and when to shut up. We pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the proper understanding of this book and the sunnah of his prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah unite all of us. وبارك في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم كسنا ومن كسنا